Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reviewing what I would say is the biggest movie of 2022 so far, and that is The Batman. So I went into The Batman with very high expectations. From the 3 trailers we got, the movie looked amazing, so I was really looking forward to it. I was expecting a really gritty film with a great villain, some great cinematography and lighting, and after watching the movie last night, I can say this is exactly what I got. So starting off with just the tone of the film, right off the bat, our introduction to Batman, I'm not going to spoil how they do it. I loved how they introduced Batman. It was amazing, really set the tone for the whole film really. And just in general, to add to like the tone that they were creating and the look they were getting, the cinematography and lighting were beautiful. Lighting was phenomenal in all scenes. That was something I really noticed in the trailers, was how beautiful the lighting looked. Like there's that red lighting, there's a lot of orange lighting, and just in general they use a lot of sunsets, and so characters have that nice warm glow on them, and they're kind of in darkness as well. So just in general, lighting was really well done, cinematography was beautiful, there was a lot of great shots. In particular, some of my favorite shots happened during my favorite scene in the movie, which is the Batmobile chase. And in general, for this film, action was pretty solid. I really liked a lot of the action set pieces. There's one in a hallway where it's lit by gunfire. That was pretty awesome. There is the very first Batman action scene in the film. That one's pretty awesome as well. And then the biggest one for me, like I just said, was the Batmobile chase. First of all, the introduction of the Batmobile was so awesome because I don't want to spoil anything, but just the way they introduced it, the big roar of the engine was awesome. It got me so hyped for that chase. And then the entire chase in general was so beautiful. Lighting was amazing, like I said, throughout the entire movie. Cinematography during that chase was great as well. And just in general, it was a really exciting action set piece that might honestly be my favorite car chase out of any film. I can't think of any others off the top of my head that even compete with this. Maybe some stuff from Baby Driver. But this action, this chase scene was amazing. And just the end of that fight scene is so epic. Like, there's that shot in the trailer where the Batmobile jumps through flames and then Batman walks up as the camera's upside down. Oh, just so beautiful. And by the way, I learned that Batmobile shot was practical. They actually jumped the Batmobile through fire, which I think is insane. And just in general, that action scene was phenomenal. And now moving on to more specific stuff, I think that Robert Pattinson nailed Batman. I think that he did a really great job. And the thing that really carries this movie though is the Riddler. I think he was probably one of, if not the best villains we've had for Batman movies in live action, aside from obviously Heath Ledger's Joker. He is so much better than everyone else, but this interpretation of the Riddler was amazing. He was terrifying a lot of the time. And the other thing that makes him so great is that he really tested Batman's intelligence, which throughout the film, we know no one's going to be a physical threat to Batman. Right off the bat, we make that very clear with all of our characters. But the way that he's able to test Batman's brain and his intelligence and his detective skills was amazing. And you need a villain that'll test your character in unique and interesting ways. And I felt that Batman has a lot of great villains for this reason. Joker obviously tests his corruptibility and stuff like that, but Riddler being able to test his intelligence is great as well. And the scenes between Riddler and Batman, there's one big scene they have together. I thought that scene was fantastic. And just in general, off the top of my head, I don't know who is playing Riddler, so I apologize for that. He did a great job in the role. He's not a physically terrifying person, but every time he's on screen, his presence is still known, and he really takes control of the scene. And the same goes for Batman. Batman obviously is a very big presence. He's very big in stature, but without even having to say any words, Batman just takes control of the entire scenes, and I love that. That has to do with Robert Pattinson's performance. He really stole the show whenever he was on screen. For example, in one crime scene, a scene that was shown in the trailer, he just stands there for the entire scene while everyone's going through the evidence. He doesn't say a single word for probably 4 minutes, but his presence is so felt, and it was like that for the entire film, and I really love that. So one last thing I want to say about the Riddler here before I move on is the last scene of the film. This is a major spoiler, so I'm not going to say what the scene was, but Riddler's last scene in the film was fantastic. That was another one of my favorite scenes in the entire film, and just I'm really looking forward to see where they take this character going forwards. I'm really looking forward to see where they take this franchise. I'm assuming they're going to make a second one because of how big of a hit it is already and how well received it has been from fans and critics alike. So I'm really excited to see, based off of that scene, where they're going to go in this universe. But anyways, moving on to something else, the score was fantastic. The music in the trailers was already amazing. They used some of that music again here. The main Batman theme is so epic, and they know that they have a great score. And so a very nitpicky complaint that I have here is I feel like they use the main Batman theme a little too much. Like there was one point, the only time I really noticed I'm like, okay, this is getting a bit excessive, was during the Batmobile Chase. Just because they'd used it in so many moments, and I was really surprised at how much they used it. It worked a lot of the time, but I feel like if they had left it for more specific moments, it would have hit much harder when they did use it. And so that's just one very minor complaint I have with the film. The other thing that I didn't like about this film is narration. It feels really weird to have Batman narrating. I don't know why it felt so weird, but it just did. I get why he's narrating, but I feel like there was just better ways to get the ideas across that they had, because everything else about this movie is so fantastic. It just didn't really make sense to me. It felt out of place to have this narration. It happens, I think, 3 times in the film, and it just was weird, and it kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. But aside from that, aside from those 2 very minor things, I love this movie. I think it's a fantastic movie. I'm probably gonna go see it again another time in theaters, hopefully. But yeah, overall, this is a really good film. It was a great Batman film. It's a great action film. It's a great comic book movie. And I think just in general, it's a very, very well made film, just taking away all that comic book stuff. And so yeah, as I get into the rating here, I'm gonna give this film a 9.5 out of 10, just because of those 2 very, very minor things. After I watch it again, maybe I'll be able to move past that and bump this up to a 10. I can see this going up to a 10, but right now I'm a little hesitant to give it a 10 out of 10. But yeah, it was fantastic. I had very high expectations for this film, as many people did, and they were met and exceeded. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe down below if you're new around here. I have an Instagram and a TikTok, which are both at ntd_films. You guys can check that out if you want any more updates on any of my videos. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and have a good day.